and check charts on the Forex first. So first I will cover the JPY pairs, and then I will cover the Euro pairs. Euro pairs looks to be active today, so I will check the Euro, USD, and the USD CAD also. I will cover it. All right, so let's see. So first, let me cover the JPY pairs. So I will cover from the Euro JPY. Euro JPY has been stably bullish. This is nice. It broke the resistance 3 days back, and then it's just going up right now. So this is the market is on right now on the 141.65, while the market has been flying up all the way to the high. So, however, you have to realize one thing. You know, when you look at this pair, when you look at this chart, this is a daily time frame, and you have to notice one thing. And what do you think it is? Can I ask to everyone? If I see this situation, if I see this market, I don't feel positive to buy because of this one reason. And I just wonder if you can capture that. But yeah, Euro JPY has been bullish for the last 1 or 2 weeks almost. So yeah, it's strongly bullish. So let me check the weekly. Let me check the weekly, and I will squeeze all the way. And looks like there was the previous resistance was here, 141.04, and it's now on 142.03. So in terms of resistance, it's okay. We have no resistance above. But if you look at the daily chart, or if I look at the daily chart, I don't go in. And I wonder if you can capture the reason based on the Ichimoku confirmation. Okay. Oh, I get many comments. Okay, so yeah, everyone is correct. Yes, I see I wave plus the Kumo is too thin. Yes, so I'm glad that you can you notice this binding. You see, Kumo is too thin. So Kumo thin means that this is bullish in the long term, but this is overbought. So the market can retrace backwards. Yeah. So that's why I don't feel positive to buy in this one. You know, just simply if you look at the price, it has been up. So you may think that this is overbought, and it may be true because it has been no retracement, no bearish candles. It has been consecutively bullish candles. So in that reason also, this is overbought. But if you are the master of Ichimoku, then you have to notice this thin Kumo. So we have a thin Kumo, so it may retrace, and I will skip this one at least for today or tomorrow. But instead, take the thick and long Kumo on other JPY pairs. So remember this shape of the Kumo on the Euro JPY, and I will switch to USD JPY. Okay, here we go. So USD JPY Kumo looks much better, right? It looks much better because it's got the thickness to it. So USD JPY looks good to buy. However, there's also one thing, is that Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen are overlapping. And if you become a master of Ichimoku, then you have to notice this one too. When you see Tenkan Kijun overlap, that means this is overbought in a short to mid-term. Long term is good, it's stably bullish, but in a short to mid-term, this is overbought. So in the short term, it may retrace. So that means in, let's say, 1 hour base, it may retrace and retrace back to the previous resistance, 131.38, and then goes up. That is possible too because of this overlap of Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen. in fact, if you look at the 1 hour, this is now descending P wave. Yeah, so here is 1 hour. You see the lower highs and lows at the same level. So this is descending P wave. In this case, ever since the 7th of June at 4 a.m. today UTC, the sellers become dominant than the buyers. And that's why it can't renew higher. So the sellers are dominant, and that's why instead of renewing higher, it renews lower, and the highs are renewed lower and lower. So this is now bearish in 1 hour. So it may break the support of 132.55 and may retrace back to the previous resistance in the daily chart. So in this case, I prefer to wait for the break of the trend line and then prepare to buy. You see here, the price action becomes very important. You know, just because the Kumo is moving up, just because Kijun Sen is up, you can't just buy. You have to always look at the price action and see how the price is moving and then confirm whether to buy or not. So since it's about to break the support, I will stay away and come back out at this trend line breakout. If you are using TradingView, you can put the alert on the trend line itself. You can right click and add alert in TradingView, and I will choose a crossing when the candlestick crosses this trend line. It gives me alert. So only once an open-ended, and I'll also click on the notify on the app, and then I will just do that right now. So that once the market breaks, once the market close becomes above the trend line, it get notified, then I can come back and see if we can enter there. Yeah, so that's what I'm waiting for on the USD/JPY. But yeah, so Kumo thickness becomes very important, and that's one lesson for today. Yeah, John On, that's right. You are very good students. Yes, yes. Okay, so now let me cover the next JPY pair. So focus on the Kumo shape, right, this time. So here is the pound JPY daily time frame. So here we go. So what do we see here on the Kumo itself? Kumo hasn't twisted yet, right? This is still bearish Kumo. It hasn't twisted yet. So this uptrend may not so trustable. So that means it may turn bearish anytime. So that means pound may get weaker at some point. So although JPY is weak, pound could be weaker and the market will range. That is my view on the pound JPY on the daily chart. However, we had some nice Kumo breakout. So for now, it's bullish. So in this case, instead of taking the daily to follow, I will follow the 4-hour time frame. Because 4-hour looks good. It has been bullish now. And the Tenkan Sen is bullish. And Kijun Sen flat. So I wait until Kijun Sen point up this way. And Kumo keeps pointing up. And I will enter the trades. So most likely I wait for the break of 166.24 and buy afterwards. So I will put the upper row above that level so that you know that will be the perfect buying timing at the breakout. So that's the pound JPY, but most likely it breaks is my view, because if you look at the 1 hour, 1 hour has been supported by the trend line. You see once or twice and 3 times and 4 times of the bounce here. So it has been nicely supported. So right now this is ascending P wave, higher lows and highs at the same level, basically at the same level. So this is ascending P wave. We can find more buyers and sellers in the market in 1 hour. plus Kumo Senko span A is up, and Kijun Sen is up, and Chikou span above candles. So both Ichimoku confirmations and the price action confirmations are met. So this is bullish, and I'm expecting the market to break the resistance. So yeah, but once it breaks, I will prepare to buy. So again, pound JPY looks the best so far among the JPY pairs to trade because it has ascending P wave in 1 hour. But if you can remember on the USD JPY, this is descending P wave in 1 hour. So if you happen to find these two pairs, you better choose the pound JPY to buy. So that's what I found on this right now. However, again, daily chart is still, Kumo hasn't twisted yet, so it may retrace backward at any time. And with that in mind, you take a buy and you try out the profit along the way. But as soon as the market reverses, you better exit is a strategy. So that's pound JPY. So let me move on to the other JPY pairs. So the next one I will talk about is the AUD JPY. So AUD JPY, what do you see here now? It's clear that the market has been resisted by the previous resistance, 95.75. And you know the reason why it was resisted, and that was because the Kumo was too small. So when Kumo is either small or thin, you can't trust the direction. I mean, when the resistance is near, it tends to be resisted like this, and the market reverses backwards. Especially it works on the daily time frame. It can also apply in a 4 hour or 1 hour, but especially if this happens on the daily time frame, I wouldn't enter the trades. That's why I stayed away from this pair, actually. So I hope you didn't get stopped out on this retracement. But if Kumo was looking good, if Kumo was long and thick enough, then that means the market is stably uptrend and it can break the resistance very nicely. Okay, so yeah, AUD JPY, we have to stay away for now. We can't expect the market breaks the resistance. So next one is the CAD JPY. So CAD JPY, if you look at the price, it has gone all the way up. But just like the USD JPY, this one is also a bit overbought because of the thin Kumo plus Tenkan Kijun Sen are very close. So yeah, it stops me from trading also because of these situations. So I'm staying away right now. So the best pair so far among the JPY pairs is the I would say the CAD JPY, pound JPY 4 hour. Once it breaks resistance, it's good. And also, if you look at the 4 hour, the CAD JPY is also good. Daily chart, it may retrace, but in a 4 hour, it looks nice because Kumo is thick and long enough. The Kumo is getting thicker and thicker as it goes on. So this shows the market is gaining the buying power, buying pressure is getting higher and higher like this. So this is good. And also Kijun Sen is pointing up. So, and if you look at the 1 hour, just like the pound JPY, this one is also ascending P wave. So I'm expecting the market breaks the resistance 105.59, and once it happens, I will prepare to buy. So that is my trading plan on the CAD JPY. Yeah, 1 hour also good. 1 hour Kumo shape is also good, so it's trustable. But if 1 hour Kumo is thin, while 4-hour Kumo looks thick, and it also stopped me from trading. I'm not gonna trade if 1-hour Kumo is thin, because in 1 hour it may retrace. So let's see if this Kumo is thin, like this right now. But 4-hour Kumo looks good so far. But 1 hour, if 1-hour Kumo looks thin like this, then most likely it won't break, but it will be resisted and retrace backwards in 1 hour base. Maybe retrace back to either Tenkan-sen or Kijun-sen, and then it will be supported by the Kijun-sen, and most likely goes up this way. And by the time the market breaks the resistance, Kumo Senko Span B will be flat and goes up like this, while Senko Span A continue to be bullish like this, and that will make the Kumo thick and long. So the retracement causes the Kumo thickness, contributes to the Kumo thickness, and that's what we have to wait for when you see the thin Kumo like this. Yeah, but yeah, right now CADJPY 1 hour Kumo looks good, so we can. Most likely, I expect the market breaks a resistance and continues to be bullish. So finally, looking at the Swiss franc JPY. All right, Swiss franc JPY, it was also resisted by the resistance level 136.20, and now it's retracing backwards because the Kumo was a bit too small. It was a bit newborn Kumo, so it was resisted, and now it's retracing backwards. So yeah, like this Kumo shape is, I think, one of the main topics for today. Focus on the Kumo shape when the market is about to break the resistance or support. Okay, so now let me check some other pairs. I was also watching the pound CAD because it just broke the support. Yeah, so here's pound CAD. So pound CAD, this is a daily time frame, and Kumo looks good. Kumo Senko Span B down, A down, and it's thick and long, so this is nicely down Kumo. However, if you again look at the Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen, they are overlapping. So this means that the market is oversold in the short to mid-term. That means it may retrace a bit, and as it retraces backwards, what happens is that the Kijun-sen first becomes flat, and most likely Tenkan-sen keeps going down, and as the market continues to go down this way, at some point Kijun-sen will point down, and you see distance in between Tenkan-sen and Kijun-sen, and then you can prepare to sell afterwards. And in fact, we have doji on the daily time frame, exactly on the candlestick right now. This is doji. So doji means that today it's a range. There is no direction in terms of the daily time frame today. So you have to, if you are trading to sell, and if you're running some profits, then you can still keep holding. But if you are in a loss, you better exit. Yeah, because it may be supported and retrace backwards because of the because the overlap of the Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen on the daily chart. And if you look at the 4-hour chart looks good though. 4-hour time frame looks good because Kumo is going down, Kijun-sen is going down, but what you find is the doji, consecutive dojis, and this is also inside bar doji. So for the last 3 hours almost, for the last 10 hours almost, the market has been range. So no direction, and we better not to trade in this case. It may retrace back to Kijun-sen, so it's better to stay away. So, and also EuroCAD was also looking interesting because we have this Senko Span A is pointing down, But overall, Kumo looks flat. But you do have this Tenkan Kijun dead cross below Kumo. And if you look at the 1 hour chart, the market has been resisted by this descending trend line. It has been resisted once and twice, 3 times so far. So, and it's about to break the support, 1.3420. So once the market breaks the support, I will be going in and prepare to sell. So yeah, in that sense, EuroCAD looks good. And today we have no big news. So in that sense, we are safe. But tomorrow, as for the news, we have in Japan, there will be a GDP, gross domestic product report. So it may impact the JPY pairs in some way. But my guess is JPY continue to be weak. So I guess tomorrow, my view is the JPY pairs continue to be bullish. But you know, we can't really trade by the luck. We can't trade by the gut feelings. So once the market retraces by this news, we have to exit or we have to hold until it continues to be bullish again. So make sure if you're trading the JPY pairs today, before you go to bed tonight, before the Japan opens tomorrow, you have to at least set the break even, at least fix some profit on the trading stop and go over this JPY news because it may suddenly spike. So that's my view on the JPY pair. So yeah, again, let me check some comments now. But thank you for joining, everybody. As always, I really appreciate your comment and supports in this community. Okay, so I have covered all the JPY pairs and also EuroCAD and PoundCAD. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Alfonso says, I think, Skye, you're a good way. You explained your strategy makes me to be close to accomplish the target in the evaluation trial for the prop firm. Okay, and still 50% of period remaining. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yes, please keep going and keep up with your good work. I mean, we can't really trade by the intuitions. We have to always trade based on the strategies and based on the confirmations. So, you know, as long as you keep your rules with discipline, that should be fine. Yeah, I just popped up the comment on the screen. So yeah, but thanks for the comment for this. Oh yes, okay. Also, thank you for your comment. It says, peace and politeness. I wish the films also supported Persian translation. Yeah, right now this one has a English subtitles, but that will be reflected after I finish the live. But unfortunately, there is no translations. But I hope you continue to learn. I will try to explain as easy and simple as possible on this live. You know, Ichimoku can be complex. Ichimoku can be complex. Ichimoku can be sophisticated. Ichimoku can be conceptual. But we are here to trade and make profits, and we are not here to become a Ichimoku knowledge master. We have to be able to apply this knowledge on the live trades, and that's the whole purpose of me doing the lives. So, but in order to understand the Ichimoku correctly and deeply, you have to know the basics first. And that's something I share on the YouTube also. For example, like the Kumo shape. whenever you see Kumo is thin like this, you better stay away because it may retrace, especially I think it was Euro JPY. Yeah, Euro JPY Kumo was very thin. So when you see this, you have to stay away. This is the basics. Visually, it's so easy to identify, but unless you know it, you won't realize. Okay, so let me check some comments. Rung says, hi Kay, can you explain the round number effect in the price action? Does each time frame have different round number effect? Thanks. Each time frame have different round number effect? No, I don't think so. Round numbers are round numbers. So like 140, like there was a resistance level in the Euro JPY, and it was a round number 140. Technically it was 140.21, but you can think that this is very close to 140.00, and together it was a resistance. So you can expect once the market breaks resistance at near the round number, it tends to go up this way. So now the price is on 141.86, and next round number is 142. So that can be also a target. 142.00 is also a target. And then 143 and so on. But as for the price action, yes, at the round number, it may be resisted, retrace. So yeah, round numbers are psychologically important, because it can become a resistance and supports along the way. And plus, when the market reaches at the round number, and if you see the Kumo thinness like this, it may retrace. In this case, it just broke and goes up, and this happens also because nothing is 100%. If I can just do bar replay, like this, maybe 2 candles back here, you see Kumo thin, and then the market could have retraced backwards from here because the Kumo was thin and small. But in this case, it just broke. So you wait for the break of the resistance, and this was a day, 3rd of June. It closed above the resistance, 140.21, and you can trust this breakout and start to buy from tomorrow, next day. And it just goes on like this. But it's good to know that the Kumo thickness, because so that you can prepare psychologically, it may retrace. And when it really retraces, you know when to exit. So Ichimoku helps to prepare psychologically also the potential retracement resistances and supports, like in this way, by the Kumo shape. Okay, CryptoBit says, Konnichiwa Kei-san, what is your average maximum pips for the stop loss? My max pips for the stop loss is 40 pips. Well, I would say 40 pips max in average. Sometimes I take 45 if it's reasonable. Sometimes, there are some wick, and the wick low can be 45. But in average, max pips for stop loss for me is 40 pips. But make sure you don't set the stop loss too tight, like 10 pips or even 5 pips is too tight. So it's better to have enough width to the stop loss. Okay, Ali says, Mr. K, in CAT JPY, in a 4-hour Kumo, hold on, let me see, CAT JPY, 4-hour Kumo, and the others are great, but in the daily you said that the Kumo is not good, right? CAT JPY also Kumo in the daily is too thin. Yeah, and Tenkan-sen, Kijun-sen are too close together. Yes, on the daily time frame. These situations makes me confused. Please guide me. So in this case, you don't take the daily time frame. In this case, you simply ignore the daily time frame and stick to the 4-hour time frame to follow. So as long as 4-hour continues to be bullish, you follow it, and once it retraces, you exit. Because the 4-hour has stable uptrend, but not the daily time frame. So this is my strategy, is that I take either daily time frame or the 4-hour time frame to follow. Whichever is good, I follow it. I take it and follow. So in this example, let me split the window into two. On the left, I put the daily. On the right, I put the 4-hour so that you can compare. So you see daily chart, Kumo is thin. So that means it may retrace. But 4-hour Kumo looks good. So most likely it breaks the resistance and goes up, is my view. Right? But after the breakout, at some point it may retrace backwards in the 4-hour. And then it may be supported and continue to go up this way. It's possible too. However, what I mean by the Kumo shape thin in daily means once the market starts to retrace backwards, it can continue to go down this way, go down to the Tenkan-sen on the daily. That's what I mean. That's what I mean by the overshoot. Overshoot in terms of this potential retracement in huge pips. But 4-hour is stably bullish, so we can follow the 4-hour, and as long as it goes, you try out the profits along the way. But once 4-hour start to retrace backwards, you exit. It's what I mean by the 4-hour to follow. And in the daily chart, it may look like this. But because this is overshoot on the daily chart, it may retrace. Once it starts to retrace, it may retrace all the way back to the Tenkan-sen. That means if you follow the daily time frame and put the stop loss below the Tenkan-sen, first, this is too wide. Like if you put the stop loss below the Tenkan-sen, that will be all the way down like this, like 341 pips. This is too wide. You can't wait until the market retraces back to Tenkan-sen. You may have too huge drawdown in this case. But if you take the 4-hour and decide to exit on the Kijun-sen, in the 4-hour, distance is only like a 90 pips. So as compared to the daily Tenkan-sen, 4-hour Tenkan-sen is much closer. So you can take the 4-hour as the exit timing too. So again, what I mean by the daily Kumo thinness means once the market starts to retrace, it goes backwards very sharply back to Tenkan-sen at least. Or it may reach down to Kijun-sen if it breaks Tenkan-sen on the daily. But 4-hour has been stably bullish. It also has been supported by the Tenkan-sen once and twice before. So as the market goes up and retraces backwards, it may also be supported by the Tenkan-sen and goes up this way. But once the market breaks the Tenkan-sen, you better exit, because then it may retrace all the way back to the daily Tenkan-sen again. So this may sound confusing because I'm actually talking in two different time frames, but if you master this concept, it becomes very powerful actually. Yeah, and that's what I do. Plus, I also watch the 1 hour and 30 minute time frames and decide which time frames to follow. But if I see more examples, then I will continue to talk about it. So yeah, if you have any questions, please continue to ask me. Okay, so let me see. Let me check some other comments now. Okay, will the JPY carry trade continue for the foreseeable future? Yeah, most likely JPY continue to be bullish is my view. Yeah, because of the rate, because of the interest rate has been negative on Japan. Yeah, I think the JPY continue to be bearish is my view. Yeah, in terms of the economy in Japan, it's not really good because in Japan, you know, yeah, when the yen is weakening like this, Japan tends to be open to the foreigners, encourage the foreigners to visit Japan and travel and purchase some souvenirs in Japan because JPY is weak. But right now, government started to be open to the foreigners, open the gates and the foreigners, but still not fully open. So yeah, we say this is a bad weak yen for Japan economy. But yeah, my view is in terms of this Ichimoku technical indications, JPY continues to be weakening on the Forex. Oh, L, thank you for the comment. The best Ichimoku analysis and all YouTube. Thank you for the comment. I really appreciate. La Crypto says, what page you use for the economic calendar? This one is from fxstreet.com. This is fxstreet.com. Simply click on the economic calendar and you can have access to this web page. Yeah, what I like about this calendar is these numbers automatically renews by itself. So I don't have to refresh every time. I can keep updating on these outcomes on the news on this website. Okay. Let me check some other comments now. Okay, Alexander says, can you please look at JPY on the 5-minute time frame to find a good point of entry? I can see two confirmations, band walk and stochastic cross. All right, let me check CAD JPY. Okay, also Paul and Yar also says CAD JPY breakout in the 5. So let me check the CAD JPY. And as we talk, the market situation changes. And that's why I do this live. Before, I was recording the videos and recording videos in different timings in the day and put together and make one video. But it wasn't real time. So I can, kind of manipulate on what I say. But yeah, because I do the live, on this YouTube, on the live markets, I can't tell a lie. I can't edit the previous things that I talk, and that's why I think this is a good idea to do live. But anyways, CAD-JPY, yeah, it was breaking, but now it's retracing backwards. So yeah, I think you saw the 5-minute breakout as in here. Like 20 minutes ago, there was a breakout. But then we can fake and now it's retracing backwards. So in this case, I prefer to wait for the 1 hour candle close becomes above the resistance to buy. Yeah, we can't trust a 5-minute breakout because 5-minute is very small time frame and 5-minute or 15-minute time frame breakout can be fake. So whenever you talk about the breakout, you have to take the 1 hour to confirm. Okay, let's see. Howard says, hi Kaysen, say please help me to check pound Swiss franc things. Okay, pound Swiss franc. Let me see. This is our first time check this pair for today. So pound Swiss franc has retraced all the way back to the Kijun Sen. So yeah, looks like it's breaking the Kijun Sen and going up to the Kumo now. So this is bullish in a short term. Let me check the 4 hour. 4 hour is about to break the resistance. Previously it was a doji, so I prefer to wait for the break of the doji, 1.2232, and buy afterwards. I put the upper row above that level. Target to the resistance all the way up here, 1.2445. Yeah, whenever I see doji like this, it also stops me from trading because it may retrace. Plus Kumo is flat and thin. So this is near the resistance, but because of this situation, it may retrace. So I make sure for this 4 hour candle close to become above 1.2232, and then from next candlestick, I will start to look into buying it. Yeah, okay. Anna says, AUD USD please, big thank you. All right, you're welcome, AUD USD. Okay, this is a daily time frame, and daily shows complete flat, its range. However, as I mentioned on the Sunday's forecast, this is bullish. It has been bullish ever since the 13th of May. And we had Tenkan Kijun Gold Cross and Chikou Span breakout. So what I wait for is the resistance and the Kumo breakout, because that will be the cycle Koten signal, and from there the market may continuously bullish, and that's why I put the upper row above the Kumo. Yeah, so that will be my plan. I wait for the Kumo break on the daily and prepare to buy afterwards. Otherwise, it may be range, it may retrace backwards. We never know which way it go. All right, Alfonso, you're welcome. Okay, Bander says, Sensei, may I know your biggest income coming from? Is it from Forex trading, other business? It's from the Forex trading itself. Yeah, I have been a trader for the full time for the last 9 years, and this is my main source of income. Yeah, and I do this by my own fund. I never be into the prop firms. I never traded from somebody else. I have been trading with myself the whole time. Okay, let's see. Monica says, I agree that CADJPY is usually good in a 4 hour. You could also try in a 30 and in 15. Yeah, that's good. Yes. Yeah, CADJPY has been good on a 4 hour, and I agree with that. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, 4 hour trend has been stably since the breakout 30th May at 5 AM UTC. It has been bullish ever since. Yeah, so 4 hour looks beautiful on the CADJPY. All right, Powell, thank you for joining. Good to see you. And let's see, Mark 1 also, good to see you. Thank you for joining. Okay, Neil says, will pound USD go up because it's at demand area on the monthly chart? Pound USD, let me check. Pound USD, yeah, again, I wait for the break of the Kumo also. Yeah, now it's a bit retracing in that range. So I wait for the Kumo break on this, on the daily chart, and buy afterwards. Yeah, monthly chart, the last month of May was the Doji pin bar. So yeah, once the market breaks 1.2667 level, if you just ignore the Ichimoku, just look at the price action, it might be a pin bar reverse, and then it can go up continuously like this way. So if you are the long-term trader, like monthly, weekly, trend follow, then better to wait for 1.2667 level breakout to buy. This pin bar break is also a typical and powerful confirmation for the retracement. And again, if you put the Ichimoku, once it breaks that level, target will be the monthly Kijun Sen on 1.3162, because as Ichimoku nature, once the market starts to retrace backwards while Kijun Sen flat, it tends to retrace all the way back to Kijun Sen, like in a range. This is range the whole month, and every time the market comes off from the Kijun Sen, it always comes back to Kijun Sen. Once it takes off from Kijun Sen, it always comes back to Kijun Sen. So now we have the pin bar, and what if the pin bar breaks? That means the market comes back to Kijun Sen on the monthly chart. This is the Kijun Sen retracement strategy. In a range, it works a lot. So yeah, I wait for 1.2667 level to buy. And coming down to the daily time frame, with that in mind, you can buy technically at this breakout, but on the daily time frame there's a Kumo here, and when the market is within the Kumo, yeah, it may continue to retrace back to the monthly Kijun Sen, but within the Kumo on the daily, it tends to be spiky. Like overall is bullish, overall will be bullish at the breakout, but it may be spiky like this, go up and down. Sometimes it may be fake, and then sometimes shoots back up, and then breaks the Kumo like this. So from this reason, to be safer, I wait for the Kumo break to buy, is what I mean. Or you can technically buy at the breakout of the resistance of the previous monthly pin bar and have the wide stop loss and keep holding in the Kumo and expect it to break the Kumo. But I don't usually place a wide stop loss, so I prefer to focus on the other pairs and come back once the market breaks the Kumo on this one. Okay, let's see. Oh, AlexFX says gained 200 pips on CADJPY. Something. Okay, something weird has happened though. I have closed out the swing longs and price closed underneath the 1 hour time frame Tenkan Sen. However, I'm still in the 15-minute time frame long as it hasn't. Okay. Price closed underneath in 1 hour time frame Tenkan Sen. However, yeah, so that's yeah, I'm not really sure what has happened, but the fact that you are still keep holding, so you can still be in a trade. Yeah, it's about to break the resistance, so you can still be in a trade. But yeah, that's kind of strange. Price closed underneath 1 hour Tenkan Sen here. I think like 2 hours ago, or sorry, yeah, 2 hours ago, it was closed below. Okay. Okay, Hassan says, please DXY with Ichimoku, please. All right, let me check. Let me check the DXY for now. I think it's still bullish, isn't it? Oh yeah, looks like it's now turning bullish. Daily time frame came above the Tenkan Sen, so it's bullish. Yeah, and but Kumo flat still. Yeah, okay, looks like the market is now range, kind of. So here there's no direction. It may be though, it may be resisted by the previous support, and it may go down from here. So in this case, I would wait for the break of the resistance. The resistance means on the tip of the wick here, on today, 102.83, and once it breaks, follow the uptrend. Yeah, here, because here we don't see any confirmations in direction by Ichimoku, so I will focus on more in the price actions, in the lines. Okay. Okay, John Harris says, hi K, gold range, oil retracement, and silver possible Senko Koten on all the daily time frame. Yeah, gold is range now. Yeah, I've checked gold previously, and gold is now range. On the daily, no direction, so we better stay away. And silver is also a, yeah, it's retracing, but the Chikou span below candles, so this is technically bearish. It may be resisted near 22.3 and 4 and go down this way too. Yeah, looks like there is no recent decent directions. And as for WTI, this is still bullish above the Tenkan-sen. Tenkan-sen is up, Kumo's up, so it's bullish still. Okay, so I'm about to end the live in about, let's see, 5 to 10 minutes, but let me cover some other comments. Sam says, Kei-san, my first time I saw Ichimoku, it seems complicated drawings, but later on with the practice, it became like a roadmap with deep meanings, which I use for successful trades. Thanks. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, yeah. And thanks for the comment. Yes, I totally agree with that. Yeah, at first I thought Ichimoku is a bit complex, and this is also what almost all the Japanese traders think. Yeah, even Japanese traders do not really use Ichimoku because it's a bit complex. So they usually prefer to use moving averages or RSI or MACD or the other indicators like Bollinger Bands. But once you deeply understand Ichimoku, it's better than anything else. Yeah, that's my finding too. Okay, Muchino Frank says, hi K, I bought yesterday on CADJPY in a 4 hour, no, now running 100 pips. Thanks your strategy. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Good to hear that. This is the power of a trend follow. Okay. Yeah, let's see. I think, yeah, looks like we have some nice trends today. So looks like the month of June start is good. The first week, in second week now is active. So hopefully this momentum continues along the way. But again, like this, you know, we had some rough months in the month of May. On the month of May, like I did my review on my trades last Saturday, I only took 3 trades, and I thought less is more, and so